Hey everybody, welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. I'm Brian.
And I'm Tim. Smash that like button. We're bringing you a Rockstar Saturday showcase for you today. Today, we're going to do something really cool. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that you comment in the comment section, get involved in the live chat, and as always, make sure that you shop on MrMaple.com.
We're out here in the garden here next to the office here at Mr. Maple, and we've got some specimen size trees out here. They're so big I can barely see Tim over there on the other side. But we wanted to bring some really cool content to you guys today. We love showcasing these big and mature size trees for you guys so you can kind of see a little bit better and understand better how they work in the landscape, what they're going to look like when they get of age and of size. It's really interesting to be able to provide that for you guys, because a lot of times it's hard to find what they really are going to look like when they get to an older age.
Guys, there's actually 3 different cultivars of those Ryusin styles.
Yeah.
That are like this, that have this heavily cascading habit, that have a more yellow color. And so today what we're going to do in our Saturday showcase is go through and discuss with you how these plants are different, because each of these are very unique and very different. And we're mainly going to talk about the 3 that are here in the United States right now. There's one currently in Europe, but right now we're standing with Acer palmatum Yellow Cascade.
And this thing is lighting up. I mean, this is a butter yellow, highlighter yellow, however you want to describe it. It is definitely yellow. And these things are huge, man. I'm a big guy. I'm over 6 foot tall, and this thing is like over the top of my head right now. But these are really putting on a show here in the garden today. We were like, man, we got to get this on camera and kind of explain to you guys a little bit of what the differences are. Yellow Cascade really provides you with that true yellow color that you're looking for. If you need a golden yellow color out there in the landscape, Yellow Cascade is it.
Now, Yellow Cascade is quite unique because as this tree leaves out, you get the yellow right away. That buttery yellow is there, and then it gets more and more yellow as the summer goes on. It can even get some of that yellow bleaching effects. Yellow Cascade was a selection that was found and introduced by Talon Buchholz, one of our good friends and mentor. We put it on our top 50 Japanese maples. We did a whole podcast on the top 50 Japanese maples by Talon Buchholz because he's introduced some amazing plants. Yellow Cascade is pretty awesome. I mean, it's a newer selection. Matt and I were evaluating our own yellow selection while Talon was evaluating Yellow Cascade. And this is probably the newest one on the market. But as you can see here, we're here towards the very end of March of 2023. Things leafed out a little bit earlier this year for us here in Western North Carolina. But as you can see, these plants are just now opening up. Very soon, this plant's gonna be a little bit fuller, but we wanted to capture this opening out and leafing out part because there's some clear differences that you can see right now as these plants are leafing out.
One of the interesting things I have noticed when evaluating this and just being around it a lot here at the nursery is it's just kind of a unique thing that I don't think a lot of people think about, but it has these nice little red petioles right there where the leaf comes out, where that bud opens up and leaves that little leaflet left behind, and it's bright red in color. And so it really contrasts against the yellow leaves and gives it a really unique look and coloration out here in the garden. I mean, I really think it draws your eye into the tree. It wants you to look a little deeper into it. Just a really nice color and texture. And the weeping habit on these is just absolutely amazing. I mean, you can stake these up about as high as you want, let them cascade down. I mean, these right here are just a beautiful pair that we have here at the office. We were really excited to get these on camera.
So guys, we've got some other ones to show you. Let's go look at one of the other selections.
Come check it out.
So guys, we're standing here with Acer palmatum Dragon Master.
Dragon Master, this is a killer cultivar. I always like to brag on Matt and Tim a little bit because these guys are like cutting edge Japanese maple freaks. We love this plant right here. This is definitely one that's going to bring some really intense oranges when it first comes out. And today we're kind of talking about the differences between some of these cultivars, these weeping habits. And Dragon Master is very unique and different in a way that its spring color really gives it kind of an advantage, I think, and really separates itself from the others.
Now, whenever it came to these different selections, we are good friends with our good friend and mentor, Talon Buckholz.
Yeah.
So what we did is we actually mailed him our Dragon Master Evaluate, and because of that, we were some of the first people to get Yellow Cascade, and one of the other selections we'll be talking about in a little bit. Now, the thing that's really unique about Dragon Master is it does have more of that orange color when it first comes out. So when this tree, the leaves unfurl at first, the leaves are almost completely orange. We often compare this as like a Ryusin X Orange Dream.
Yeah.
And that's because it really gets that orange color when it first comes out and then goes to a really, really nice shade of yellow.
Definitely does. I mean, this really does stand out. When you look at the pictures on these, you can really see that orange flush coming out in the spring. And then you get that orange again in summer when it starts to put on that secondary growth on that. A really nice structure on these. I love staking these up high and letting them cascade down. But the orange dream comparison, I think, is like the perfect way to describe that, because it comes out intense. I mean, that spring color, really, really intense on that. I grew this in Oklahoma, so it's fairly heat tolerant. Give it enough sun where you can get that really nice color.
You want to push the limits a little bit.
Exactly, absolutely. And it's one of those that can give you that kind of bleach out yellow too when you get later into the season in the summer months. Just constantly changing. That's what I really love about it. You get that bright orange in the spring, going to that yellow, and then that kind of bleach white yellow in the summer. Beautiful fall color too. This thing is awesome.
So Matt and I came up with the name of Dragon Master because we thought Ryu means dragon.
Yeah.
So we wanted it to be, this one's the master of all the dragons. So this is the Dragon Master. And the new growth during the summer is kind of an apricot kind of orangey kind of color, which is really, really outstanding. But the leaf is a little more rounded than some of the other selections when it comes to that weeping style. It really has more of that leaf like an orange dream. And this plant, for me, is a plant that I love. Y'all know I love yellow. You've probably seen me doing the yellow dance a few times. And this plant is outstanding. I mean, all of these are.
Yeah.
And their habits are so unique because they have that Ryusin style. I mean, that's really the best way to describe these.
Absolutely.
Is that Ryusin style is because they are extremely cascading. They've got a lot of Japanese maples, like red lace leaves and other types, may have more of an arching out habit.
Mm-hmm.
But these styles are straight down pendulous. I mean, they are almost, I don't know how to describe it, but super weeping. Maybe.
Absolutely.
And it just makes them so fun to use out in the landscape and garden.
Definitely. And what we wanted to do today is just to give you those clear, defined differences in characteristics. I mean, sometimes it's easy to say, well, those are all going to be very similar, so maybe I don't need this one or I don't need that one. But as a collector, I'm always going to encourage you to get all of them because, they're all have their own place in the garden. I mean, you could line these up. You could do Golden Falls, Dragon Master, and Yellow Cascade, and a Ryusin. And trust me, they're going to definitely give you characteristics that's going to be unique and different to each one. And that's what we wanted to highlight today. So we've got one more on the list that we're going to cover today. I think we should go check that out. We're going to go check out Golden Falls.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, we're over here at Maplewood Gardens in East Flat Rock. This is where it all started, where my parents started the nursery years and years ago. And we're standing here with Acer palmatum Golden Falls.
Yeah, today we were really wanting to showcase and highlight all the differences between these weeping, beautiful golden weeping forms of Japanese maples. And Golden Falls really brings the drama. I mean, it definitely has some really vibrant coloration on that. You get that golden leaf, but really what gives it that extra special is that border. It has a really nice orange border to that leaf, contrasting against that bright golden yellow.
I think Matt describes this best when he says this is Katsura X Ryusin, because Katsura has that same style leaf and has that same tipping in the early spring that you find with Golden Falls. But this time you're getting it with that weeping habit that everybody loves. It gives you that fountain-like effect. And as you can see here, this plant's been staked up, but all the branches off of it are cascading downward.
This definitely is a highlighter in the garden. I mean, this is going to contrast so well with so many different things in your garden, bringing out those greens and reds that you would typically see in the garden. this is something that you want to put out there where you can really showcase the coloration that it brings, because it really does stand out. I mean, there's nothing else quite just vibrant like the Golden Falls. I know they were a huge hit at our open house. Everybody was clamoring for the Golden Falls. We had some nice 10-gallon sizes there, and it really did showcase what this cultivar can bring to your garden. It's really exciting.
I think this is a fun way to actually grow some of these Ryusin styles as well. We talked about hanging baskets.
Yeah.
We did a whole video on growing them in hanging baskets. We show a Golden Falls in a hanging basket at Brian's house.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen them grown as just ground covers where they're allowed to just crawl across the ground, kind of like you said, you're letting yours just crawl and sort of
Weep down the hillside.
Weep down the hillside.
Yeah.
And that's a fun way to do it too. But staking one to about 6 feet and then letting it cascade down from there just makes a statement in the landscape. And it gives you a unique texture because it's upright where it's been staked, and then all the branches cascade down on that. Now, we've done a whole video on how to stake a Japanese maple. Matt goes through and explains it for you. So you can go find that on our YouTube channel as well. And you can figure out how to do this, because this really makes a beautiful specimen when you do this way.
There are so many different ways to grow these different Ryusin style Japanese maples. That's what I really like about that, is they're so versatile and you can create such unique design and garden landscapes with these. I mean, it really does give you a really nice mix of styling that you can bring to your garden. And you know, each one you can bring a different shape to it, but you also get the coloration differences between the Golden Falls, the Dragon Master, and the Yellow Cascade. So you could have those three cultivars. Not only would there be difference in their color and leaf, but you can also create different shapes with them as well. That's what's really cool about it.
Yeah, and you can get as creative as you want with this. We've seen, Matt and I've seen in Japan hanging baskets done, but it was Ryusin was the cultivar grown as the bottom coming out of the basket like a topsy-turvy. So then it would grow downward and cascade, and then over years after it matures, they flip it over, break the pot, plant it, and then all the leaves turn over, and it looks like every branch has been staked in a very unique way because it's been staked by gravity.
Yeah.
And so that's a cool way to do it. In Japan, we also saw them run across trellises where they were just weaved across trellises and allowed to just grow across, so you could just enjoy them in that way. You can get with creative as you want when it comes to these Ryusin styles. And the best thing about the three types we talked about today is you can do that with extra flair. You can do that with extra color because you can add that yellow, that gold, that orange out there in the landscape to make that extra dynamic statement that contrasts so well with your reds. Contrasts so well, you see peaches and cream behind Brian. You see a Bloodgood back there and a Seki no Kigon in the background with that darker green. This yellow color brings out all that color, and it does that with style. So it's pretty amazing.
It really is, and we're really excited. We're going to try to put together these type of series of showcases for our Saturday shows. Really interesting to be able to get out there and show the differences between each cultivars and what really sets them apart. I mean, we have so many beautiful specimen trees that we can get out in the gardens and do that with. Kind of show you guys what you can expect when you get a larger size on these and really break down the differences on each one.
That's what I'm really excited about. I mean, we've been doing so many showcases where we did it on tables, and that's fine. Sometimes that's what you have to do.
Right.
Sometimes you have to do a plant in a greenhouse. Being able to go out to the garden and show the plants in the garden brings a whole nother dynamic to it where you can understand and appreciate what a specimen does in the garden. And so we work really hard for you bringing all this content. Smash that like button. We'd really appreciate it. And share this video with your gardening friends. If you like yellow as much as I do, I know they probably do too.
Subscribe to the channel, guys, because we're putting out tons and tons of content, and you don't want to miss this. I mean, we're in peak spring right here, and this is the time to be watching. I mean, we have so many beautiful trees to try to bring to you guys, and it definitely does bring a whole nother dynamic and a whole nother level to it when everything's in leaf and we can get out here and talk about all these specimens. So take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.